Falcon fans, Falcon Nation, welcome to Dirty Fanatics United. If you're new to the channel, man, hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. Bring your comments to the comment section because, guys, do we have a game to talk about tonight? Falcon fans, hit that like button. As I said, bring the comments and subscribe. Ring the bell so you know when Falcon fans, when DFU is live, bringing you Falcon content. Philip, Cody, what a bounce back W. Tonight's title of the show is Bounce Back W for the Atlanta Falcons. Hashtag Rise Up, hashtag episode 165. Before we get into this Falcons talk, Cody, what's going on, man? How are we feeling today? I know it's been a long week since the last Sunday game, the shutout game in Charlotte. Now the Atlanta Falcons back on top, baby. Cody, what's going on, man?
Oh man, you're right. Talk about a long week. It's always difficult, especially after the game we had in Carolina, man. It definitely affected me. I don't know if you could still see the eye black. I'm still juiced from this afternoon, man. What a difference a week makes. And like we've been saying, this was the game the Falcons had to have after that, for lack of a better word, man, just a pathetic showing in Charlotte. So man, super happy. It's gonna make the work week so much better.
It absolutely gives you a confident look on a Monday morning here very shortly for us, getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, heading to Savannah. We'll definitely have a smile on my face in the morning, headed to work. A lot bigger of a smile than it was last Monday headed to work. Philip, what's going on, man? We was chatting throughout the whole game. The Atlanta Falcons showed up and showed out after what we spoke on the other night here on the podcast. The Atlanta Falcons bounce back now, 2-2 on the year, 500. That's our error. That's how we wanted to get. We wanted to get back to 500. The Falcons do that today in Atlanta in a very fashionable way, I must say. Philip, what's going on, man?
Not much, Like I said earlier, before the game, we gotta, last week was old news. It's new week, new day. It was every given Sunday, and they come out and showed me that I was right. We got to have faith, and we just got to keep pushing on, man. And that's what we did today. It's going to make me happy tomorrow all week long. But, honestly, we don't have a game to look forward to next Sunday. We're in the bye, so I get to be happy all week long. So
the Atlanta Falcons heading into the bye week off of the W was a big emphasis that I put on the show this Friday night or whatever night it was, maybe Saturday, I'm not sure. But the Atlanta Falcons made a big statement when it came to offensively, a part of the team that didn't look so great, not only last week, but even really every week of the NFL so far. Week one, they looked, they showed flashes. Week two was more of a run game offense. Your defense showed up phenomenally in that game. Last week, nobody showed up in Charlotte. This week, the Atlanta Falcons, in front of the Atlanta Falcon fans, made a statement in the bins. Cody, you were at the game. You were there firsthand. You've seen it. You've seen the atmosphere. You've seen how it was going. So now with that, I'm going to pass the mic to my right of the screen here to Cody. And just give me your overall view of today's game, man. The atmosphere, as far as first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. How did you feel about this Atlanta Falcons team heading into this game? And how do you feel now looking on to the bye week, knowing you have a primetime game Monday night against the Buffalo Bills? Cody.
Yeah, well, we get there early. Man, I tell you what, it really kind of showed, that we got beat by Carolina 30 to nothing. Because when I got there, you want to talk about, it looked like we might as well have been in Washington for Washington Commanders home game. There weren't very many Falcon fans there to start, but to the Falcon fans' credit, man, they showed up late. Now, Washington is a well-traveling team. They're like, Cowboys, kind of like Pittsburgh. They've got guys that show up. So, to kind of start, I was like, man, I really hope that this is not going to be one of those games where you get in there and it's 50-50 and, their fans can, be loud and, affect the game. And, what? The Falcons came out hot. And before they could get into it, they really kind of shut them down there. Now, there were some points in the game where you could definitely hear the Washington fans. Oh, yeah. But, Michael Penix in this offense, man, found a way when they started to get loud and stuff to shut them out, with some of the, plays that were made. And, God, Bijan is probably –
that's the MVP.
That's if he's not in the talks for NFL MVP, dude, that was all I could tell my wife is watching him run the entire game is he just makes professional players look bad. He
absolutely
can't hit him once.
The announcer said tonight or today, Cody, as the game was going, was like, when you look at Bijan Robinson, you're not taking him down on first contact. That first contact better have some help because he is not going down with just one tackler. And then that is a true statement, bro.
Right.
Like, true statement.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is. And it's great to have him. And how nice was it, boys, to see a mix of Tyler Algier in there. Tyler was a wrecking ball today, too. Got him involved in the offense. And this is going to shock a lot of people that watch this show, on a regular basis. How about Kyle Pitts?
Kyle Pitts, baby?
If you ever thought that'd come out of my mouth on this show after, some of the, the things that I've said about Kyle Pitts, not trying to, be too harsh on him, but, just, reality. If Kyle Pitts can continue to play the way that Kyle Pitts is playing, I want him back in Atlanta. I don't need 120 yards from him. I don't need, 2-3 touchdowns a game. I need him to be exactly what he was today. Get open, get first downs, get big yards when it matters. And Kyle Pitts, again, showed up today.
Cody, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you guys feel the enthusiasm of Kyle Pitts in this offense that I do?
I love it.
Like, I see the happiness. I see just the go-getter in Kyle Pitts this year. What I've seen his rookie year with Matt Ryan, like him and Penix truly have a nice connection. And I love that. It was a statement made early and often in the game. Like one of his first throws was to Kyle Pitts. Like you missed a lot of passes to Kyle Pitts the past 2 games. You make it a statement to go get those big yard gains with Kyle Pitts because, guys, I don't know if it's a new aspect that Kyle Pitts has brought to his game, but Kyle Pitts is not going down off of one tackler no more.
Nope.
Like Kyle Pitts is either he's either what they call it, stiff arming you, or he's making a break around the edge to gain 5 to 6 yards. I mean, there was one where if he keeps his foot in bounds, Kyle Pitts is taking it to the house.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and if on that same play is the one where he absolutely puts his hand in the defender's face and pushes him right off. So it's so good to see. I don't, like you say, I don't know whether to call it like that extra motivation. I really hope it's not because it's a contract thing. I'm really hoping it's because he enjoys his quarterback. He enjoys the scheme that he's in, and maybe he's finding, his role into the game. Man, my other feelings, for being at the game, at no point, just watching how our offense and defense was playing, like, shout out to the defense again, man. Like, this is the first time since
Thank you,
on Abraham that I felt comfortable with a lead and didn't feel like at any point that, even if they bent, they weren't going to break, and they did a great job of keeping, Washington in check. I know Marcus Mariota had that one big run. Oh, by the way, before I get that, fuck Marcus Mariota and your little comeback tour,
revenge tour.
About, or whatever it was, take a hike, buddy. That's the last time I ever hope I see you in Atlanta. I hope you enjoyed your ass whooping too. But with that being said, man, it was just good all the way around. Like even after the Penix interception, it was just like, okay, our defense is going to be okay. They're going to go back out there. They're going to get, either I felt confident in a stop or, even just allowing the 3 points, which they turned around and only allowed the 3 points. But at the same time, it was like, man, even if Washington, the feeling, like this is a new feeling for the first time since like Matt Ryan has been here. That's like, okay, well, but if they go and get that touchdown instead of taking the 3, Washington getting that 3 points, it's like you haven't been able to stop Bijan. You haven't been able to stop Kyle Pitts. I guess firing the wide receiver coach really woke people up because last week.
Hey, it's a statement.
Couldn't
that was a big statement
last week.
And
this year, I mean, this game, just everything was sucked up and caught, and was there was a catch. I think it was by Ray that I thought he missed.
Did you say we've been sucking up catches today?
I'll say they've been sucking up balls.
Did the Atlanta Falcons actually catch passes today? I mean, what a difference from last week to this week. Cody, as you said before we went live, this was the kind of game you had to have after last week's performance. Real quick, Philip, we're coming to you right next, I promise. I want to give a shout out to everybody in the comment section because you guys are bringing the comments tonight, as you always do. Whether it's a win or a loss, the chat is always popping. Real quick, we're going to run through these. Abnel says, now that's some Atlanta Falcon football. Zach Robinson, stay your ass on the field. Joe Joseph says, Falcons look good. Just Me Dre or Just Me D says, hey, Cody, it's what's that say? D'Amica.
Yeah.
Shout out to D'Amica. Hit that subscribe button. Glad to have you here, Miss D'Amica. Hey, if you hear any kind of Falcon slander tomorrow, just know, D'Amica, Cody's coming at him full throttle because what a game the Atlanta Falcons put off today. Joe Joseph says, great. Birds looked different. Absolutely. D'Amica says, rise up, Falcons. Let's go. Sterling Wood says, good team win. Zach needs to stay on the field with his guys. Joe Joseph says, shout out to Bijan Pitts, Drake London, and MPJ dishing dimes. Love to see it rise up. Sterling Wood says, over 300 yards for Penix. Abno says, it felt like Atlanta was in control through all 4 quarters. Love to hear it. Sterling Wood says, Drake got his first touchdowns. Pitt is also looking good. Drake and Pitts for the first touchdown on the season. Love to see it. Abno said 20 for 26 with 313 passing yards. Yes, sir. I've seen enough re-sign KP. Penix is using Pitts more than Kirk ever did. Tony Primetime, what's up, brother? Glad to have you here in the chat. So, what's up, fellas? Big win today. Joe Joseph says, for Woods, Fox Woods, love to see it. Also, if you're thinking about starting your own podcast or running any kind of stream, be sure to use this link here in the comment section. New to streaming or looking to level up, check out StreamYard and get $10 discount here with this code through Dirty Fanax United. Shout out to everybody that hits that code and, helps us and it helps you. So be sure to check us out, man. Tony Primetime says, Cody, Parker, and Kenny said, hey, Cody. Shout out to you once again, Tony. Sterling Woods says, Watts with another INT. How about that man, Xavier Watts?
Yes, sir.
Joe Joseph says, glad Marcus Mariota kicking rocks. Felt like if Washington scored, they said bet we're going to answer back. That's absolutely right. The offense answered every single time they had to. Like every time the Falcons came on the field, it was a
and they got lucky with that.
And you know what the important thing was they were answering field goals with touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That was
absolutely
huge.
Drake was getting open. I loved it. Drake had his best game of the season today. Absolutely. Draco went off. Georgia, Texas boy says, what it do, DFU and Falcons family? The new era is here. The Atlanta Falcons will rise in 2025. This was a complimented Team W. The offense bounced back in a major way. Red zone efficiency was on point today. Guys, every single one of your comments is 100% true because you just hit on every topic that DFU was going to chat about tonight. Every red zone trip converted to points, not turnovers, but points. Penix did ultimately have one interception today. Drake London was open on that pass, guys, so I don't want to hear too much Penix slander on that. Just got to get the ball a little higher. It happens. Got to get the ball a little bit higher, and Draco's going to get that catch all day long. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. We have 10 live viewers on YouTube, man. Y'all hit that like button. Share us out the algorithm, man, because without you guys, this podcast isn't possible. I should see 10 likes on YouTube, man. It takes a second. Just hit that like button for us. We appreciate it. And subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the bell. Philip, coming to you now. We ran through the chat. Now it comes to you, big dog. How do you feel about today's performance as far as, getting started first quarter, second, third, fourth? I mean, how did you feel about this Atlanta Falcons team as far as a whole and, every aspect of it? How do you reflect off of this game?
Well, starting from the start of the game, we got the ball first. And I'm like, damn, I don't like this. The past 3 games we've had the ball first.
Appreciate you, Sterling.
But, we came out, we answered. We came out and answered. It was hot. Like some of them said, it just seemed like we had control of the entire game, and it just felt nice. I never once felt like, oh, well, even after the 2-point conversion, when we went back on the field, I never once felt like, oh, well, we're fixing to just screw this up. No, we went out there and we answered. We at least put field goal on the board to make it 34. I felt good, and honestly, going into the bye, if we continue to play like we did today, defense and offensive wise, I think we could stand a chance against anybody. I'll give us a chance against anybody, man. And then as for like Marshall Lattimore, I don't know if anybody noticed, he got torched one time by number 5 and never guarded him again.
God, not Lattimore slander.
He never guarded him again. So next time you want to come on to the Bird sideline, make sure you can do your job first, big dog.
Hey, a really good comment here from Abno. He says, big shout out to Parker Roma for kicking great today. I will say A way to bounce back from the 0-2, in Charlotte. I mean, that happens. You have your bad games. Only your second game here in Atlanta last Sunday. Come back to the bins. You make it known that you are the kicker for this team. There was announcements that were saying, Cody, before the game. I say Cody because I know you're big into the kicking thing of the aspect of the Falcons. They announced that the Falcons held 3 players to this past week in kicker competition. It was Lenny Craig, Parker Romo, and then one other. I can't remember who they said, but obviously Romo won that out once again. So it's good to see that Lenny Craig is still on the competition list. He's still riding it out with the Falcons. So, definitely a young guy that could potentially be your franchise kicker one day. So it's cool to see Lenny Craig still on the practice squad and Romo making his, 3rd game in Atlanta. Of one to remember, because not one field goal missed today, guys.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy is, I text you guys in the group chat, while I was sitting there watching, I'm always watching them, on the field. I think they took 3 practice kicks, and it was right before everybody went in, and it worked, like you said last week.
That's where crazy. It was like, to me, it was like Philip, and Philip can vouch to this because we were talking about it at the game. Like, even my pops, I mean, Romo was kicking 63-yarders before the game with ease. I mean, with ease, Cody. I'm talking about a good, when it went through the field goal, it was a good for another 10 yards easily. Yeah. So like maybe that gassed him out. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he overthought himself taking that many practice shots. Maybe that was.
And that may have been it, man, because he wasn't kicking from the stand. He was literally kicking. It was like extra point lineup. And took 3 of them, made all 3 of them from, 35, 40 yards out, and they ran right back in. And I was like, all right, I hope, I guess that was good enough. So it worked this week.
So before we dive too far into the game, like we always like to look back at the stats as a team stat. We'll start with the team stats and we'll go with total yards. The Atlanta Falcons dominated offensively when it comes to total yards, guys. Does either one of you guys want to take a guess how many yards the Falcons had today, total yards, before I announce it?
I think it was 500. I think it was like 478 something. It was
435 total yards today. That was 307 passing yards. Rushing yards was 128, 6.8 yards per play. First downs, 24 first downs, 6 out of 12 third down efficiency. A lot better. Fourth down efficiency, 1 for 1. Total plays, 64. Sacks allowed, only 1. 2 punts. We only punted the ball twice, guys. Penalties, we had 5 penalties for 45 yards. We had 0 fumbles. Interception, we threw 1. Time possession, 34.15 to their 25.45. The Atlanta Falcons absolutely dominated in every aspect of the game today. We'll go into some player stats here. Obviously, Penix had a day, guys. Penix really came out and had a day. 26 attempts for 20 completions, 313 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then that 1 interception that if he throws the ball a little higher, nobody's ever talking about it because Drake takes it for a good first down. Bijan Robinson, 17 carries for 75 yards. Didn't quite get my hot take. He was close to 100. Tyler Algier, 16 for 51. You see how even that is? 17 carries for Bijan, 16 carries for Tyler Algier.
Yes.
Michael Penix had, 4 carries for 2 yards. Big pickup on the first down for Penix. Drake London, 8 for 110 yards. Now, that's the Drake London that I know. 1 touchdown. Bijan had 4 – listen to this – 4 receptions for 106 receiving yards. Mm-hmm. Kyle Pitts, 5 for 70. We almost had 3 receivers at 100 yards today, guys. Like, our tight end put up 70 yards today with a touchdown. Casey Washington, when he came in the game, he answered one catch for 19 yards, picked up a big first down in that situation. Darnell Mooney banged up today, did lead the game in around the third quarter. He had 1 catch for 15. Ray McLeod, and this is where I may get a little negative. I don't know what Ray McLeod has going on off the scene as far as his fashion that he does on TikTok, but I need you to set down the purse, set down the furry coats, and let's think about football right now, Ray. Because what you have done so far this year has been far but acceptable. I'm to the point now where if they traded, as Philip said earlier, trade Ray for Tyreek Hill, if it happened, it wouldn't bother me a bit. Defensively, our boy Jesse Bates, man, what a game for Jesse. 4 tackles, 3 assists. D. Alford, 4 tackles, 1 assist. Mike Hughes, 4 tackles. Mike Hughes did not do too bad today. He got beat on 1 by Deebo Samuel. It happens. 4 tackles. Caden Ellis, 3 for 2, half a sack. Billy Bowman, 3 tackles. Diablo, 2 tackles, 3 assists with 1 pass breakup, almost a one-handed interception. Shout out to Diablo. Xavier Watts with the INT, 2 for 3. David Onamata, 2 for 3. Leonard Floyd, 1 tackle, 3 assists with a half a sack. Jalen Walker, he had 1 tackle, 1 assist. Jalen Walker played well today, guys. I don't know if you watched him in the linebacker position, but Jalen Walker played phenomenal. Root with 1 tackle.
He would have had
Teddy with 1.
He would have had a sack too. Jalen had they had not got held on that edge.
And Zach Harrison with a sack as well. So you come away off the day with 2 sacks. I can deal with it. 2 to 3 sacks a game. I'm happy. Yep. Kick returns. Agnew, 3 receptions, 69 yards. He did have 1 big hit that kind of probably altered his game. Ray McLeod, 2 receptions 2 returns for 59 yards. Mike Ford, man, what a player we got on special teams in Mike Ford. That guy made his presence felt. Romo, 2 for 2, 100%. 38 was his longest. And then Bradley Pinion with 2 kicks, 92-yard kicks as well. So,
can I mention something about him?
What?
When they almost ran it back, tell me why he just stood there, Bradley Pinion, full blown, just stood there like this, and then put 1 arm out.
He's a kicker. He's a kicker, man. He's not a football player. Come on,
man. I don't hear that. That Bosher used to put people in the dirt.
That was a different animal. Bradley Pinion, as much as I like him, he's a kicker. He's not a football player.
Abno, this is what I love to see. He says, I like to pull back my content from my comment from last podcast saying Buffalo beats us 40-17. Aints were keeping up with it. He is very true. Aints were within a touchdown for a while against the Bills in their own territory. ATL Dub. Joe Jova says, defense looking scary. Love to see it bounce back from last week. I got a comment here from the wife, man, so we got to answer this one, or maybe in the doghouse tonight. Said, I missed the game, so I didn't see any of Chase's reactions to it. What quarter was the best, and which one made y'all most mad? I'll start with it because I know very fondly of what quarter that really ticked me off. And you could probably go back to the group chat and see what quarter that was. The fourth quarter, when the Atlanta Falcons allowed 11 points, and I thought we're fixing to blow the lead when it came to I just felt like the Falcons dominated so much today that we were not supposed to be in that position for them to possibly grab that onside kick. Not knocking, how the Falcons performed today, because I think offense did phenomenal. I think the defense laid down a little bit in the fourth quarter. The third through first, they looked very well. Fourth quarter, towards the end of the game, they started to get gassed a little bit. You could see it. You saw it in the people, or you saw it in the players on the field. I would say the best quarter, though, I'm going easily the second quarter for our offense. The offense was so equivalent today as far as balanced, I guess you could say. 17 points in the first half, 17 points in the second half. That is your recipe to success. If you can match what you put up in the first half in the second half, never let off the gas, all gas, no brakes, easily the first half was amazing for me. Cody, you want to answer that?
Man, I would say I was so dialed in today. I wasn't in the group chat much for game day. I thought you did really well all day today.
I did. I'll give you that. It can always be a lot worse. It can always be a lot.
Yeah, the Carolina one was fun, but I think between you and me, Chase, during the Carolina one, I mean, you want to talk about the F word being thrown around. But no, you did a good job today, buddy. I would say, I mean, it is a little scary, kind of in the fourth quarter. You're like, well, is this going to be, the same thing? But man, just like I said, the feeling I had, I was like, if Washington scores, we're going right back down their throat, and we're coming with a touchdown.
Absolutely. Philip, question here from Georgia Texas boy. This one goes to you. He says, when does AJ come back? Alfred was getting picked on in the fourth quarter. Your thoughts? So I will say the Alfred penalty, the PI, was some bogus bullshit. So crap, people pull the undershirt so much. It's not even it was a 2-second pull. It's
the rule. It is not your jersey. It is loose clothing. You can pull on any loose clothing without it being holding or anything. That is some bullshit, but it is what it is. But, AJ side of the ball, I think, he's had a couple 2 weeks now.
2 weeks. I think you'll see him back against the Bills for sure.
And then we have a whole other week that we're, training, getting ready, practicing, ready for this next game against Buffalo. I think you get him back in Atlanta against Buffalo, which would be huge. Huge.
If you had to, it's kind of early on in the segment to speak on, but if you had to give a game ball to one particular person, offensively, defensively, Cody, starting with you, who gets the game ball?
Man, Bijan, God, that's tough because there's like 4 people that deserve it between Penix, London, Pitts, and God, there's Kyle Pitts coming out of my name in a positive light again, and Bijan, man. I just don't know how you don't give it to Bijan almost every game. It feels like the game ball is Bijan's to lose at this point. Bijan's just a different animal. He's I was listening to 929 on the way back, and Mike Johnson, friend of the show, said it best is like Bijan's like the ultimate cheat code, man. It's not just the ability to catch the ball, the ability to make the first tackler miss. It's the speed, it's the patience, and then he can catch the ball and hurt you in the run game, in the passing game too. Mm-hmm. He's just the ultimate cheat code for the Falcons.
Dude, he was so close. Draft. He was so close to take that pass to the end zone. You could tell he was getting gassed on that end of that run because I even went back and watched it. I was like, damn, if Bijan hits the brakes and cuts to the left, it's a touchdown all day.
Well, you have to give the defender credit on that one too. He did come at a really good angle. I mean, he took a very good angle. Otherwise, I think Bijan. I mean, obviously Bijan had him beat if he hadn't taken that angle.
So Philip, with Cody saying Bijan, give me a different player. Who do you give the game ball to on the offense side of the ball?
It's just like the comment, but I almost said I was thinking, Michael Penix. Brother came in, even though he played a lights out game, man. Like,
he really did. Penix played very phenomenal today.
He shrugged it off. It went back out there and put points up. It didn't matter.
So offensively, I'm giving my game ball offensively to my man Drake London. Drake London showed out in a phenomenal way today. Big third down conversions. Just taking hits up the middle, not being afraid to go up and get the ball. Drake London with the nice. I think it was on one of the last drives we had to make the field or to get us down in field goal position. The last field goal we made, Drake London makes a beautiful. It was a lower pass, but Penix makes the throw on the run as well. Drake London with a phenomenal catch to keep the sticks moving, gets you in field goal range. Tyler Algier obviously takes the reins from there and runs you down to the 20-yard line. I about slipped up and said the F word there. What a phenomenal performance today from this offense. To me, on offense side of the ball, Drake London to me has to take the game ball. And it could go in either way. You guys said Bijan, Penix, Kyle Pitts. I mean, there's so many players on that offense that you can give a game ball today. Cody, now defensively, who's your standout? Who gets the game ball for you defense?
Man, that's another tough one, dude, because there's 3 or 4 people today that deserved it. I mean, Xavier Watts.
What's going on, Terry?
Caden Ellis. Dude, what a difference it's made to free up Caden Ellis from having to play that Mike Becker, and you let Caden Ellis do what he does.
Absolutely.
But you know what? I'm going to give the defensive game ball to Xavier Watts. He's a ball hawk. Like they've said since he's been drafted here, this kid is making a difference on our defense. He gets hurt on special teams, and then 2 or 3 plays later, he intercepts the ball and turns around, and turns it right back around for us. This kid is going to be something special. I'm so glad that he was, on our team. I was going to say, I know that was one of the guys that, when we were doing our draft shows, man, that we were all kind of like, we were all pretty high on Xavier Watson. Nobody thought he would, fall here. And when he did, I know I was pumped. And he is absolutely showing up and showing out for this defense. So I'm going to give it to Xavier Watts.
Tony, I agree with you. Game ball booming on defense. Bijan, and another comment here says Drake from Sterling Woods says Drake got me some points in fantasy finally. I'm right there with you, Sterling Woods. Drake London's been on my roster all year, and today was the day that he popped off. And I had to pick up Penix because Jaden Daniels was injured, and Kyler Murray's been shitting the bed here lately. Somebody changed his diaper. The toddler is looking – he's my backup. He was the last quarterback I had available. Somebody had grabbed Penix early. He still put up 27 points. Not bad. Penix put up 29, so, it's only 2 points more than Penix, but or 2 more points less than Penix. Penix showed out for me today on fantasy. Drake London showed out for me today on fantasy. A player that I'm probably going to have to cut is Darnell Mooney. That'll probably happen very shortly. Philip, to you, game ball, who gets it for the defense side of the ball?
See, that's a crazy one because, it's another situation where you got a couple guys, but I'm gonna go with a guy that everybody just seems like they just hate for some reason, man. Like even though he's come in and done his job, I'm giving it to D. Alford.
I love it,
listen, man.
I love it.
So I did read that comment a minute ago, so he got picked on. That last touchdown was not on D. Alford. It was supposed to be a pick me up type of thing. It was just a rookie mistake by Watts. He didn't pick up his man. Then it
D had to chase. Yeah, I seen it.
It is what it is, man. But Watts, in my opinion, like Cody said, I just want to be different though. Watts deserves it, the game ball. But this is a guy that's coming in, filling in for AJ Terrell, the guy that's been there since,
Phil, even last week, D. Alford filling big shoes for AJ Terrell. When D. Alford was on McLaurin or McClellan, whatever his name is in Carolina, D. Alford did what he had to do against their number one receiver. So
came in and done big things against Justin Jefferson. A guy that
he did.
Shear just torched his ass.
Yeah, I think the new scheme that Jeff Ulbrich brings, it just fits everybody right now. Just like the draft class that Jeff, the year before this draft class, like Ulbrich came in and found a scheme that fits those guys phenomenal, because nobody's probably going to expect this, but my game ball goes to Brandon Dolores. Brandon Dolores is an absolute beast when it comes to this new Jeff Ulbrich scheme, because a lot of those run stuffs, a lot of those quarterback pressures was because of Brandon Dolores taking on the double team. If it wasn't the double team, him and Root was making havoc up the middle when it came to getting to the quarterback. James Pierce Jr., another one that didn't get a sack recorded, but made a lot of pressure when it came to getting in Mariota's face. I'm telling y'all guys, when Pierce finds out the right break, how much to push the edge, James Pierce is going to be phenomenal in Atlanta when it's all said and done.
Huge run. He done his job. He contained that outside. I just needed Diablo to pick up that and hit the inside, so he didn't have nowhere to go. But it is what it is, man. Defense is phenomenal, man. It's crazy that I'm saying this because I've never seen this in my lifetime.
And think, fellas, before the season started, one of our biggest questions was, can this defense stop the run? And they have absolutely answered the call.
I don't know after this game what we're ranked, but I know going into this game, the Atlanta Falcons were ranked number 2 in run stoppage and number 9 in total yards allowed for defense.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is like there were a few times in the game where Washington did break off a few big runs. I'm thinking, man, is it going to go downhill from there? And man, did the defense go, you can have one, you can have maybe 2, 3 spread out throughout the game, but you are not about to start running on this defense. And they absolutely shut the door. Oh,
is the game still going? Is that another touchdown?
Touchdown Atlanta?
Choo choo. Let's go. Yes, sir. Almost says, let's be glad we had 17 seconds or more on the clock, giving MPJ time to read the defense. Let's speak about it, guys, because this was a topic that we talked about Friday night, that would this help the young quarterback? Would this make the offense jive better? Philip, we stated with Zach Robinson being on the sideline that it would benefit Michael Penix. They asked Penix after the game, how much did it help? They even asked Drake London, and the response that really stuck to my head like glue was when Drake said, just to have Zach Robinson on the sideline was a beautiful presence. Like, just to have that you can go right to your offense coordinator, tell him what you're seeing, what he's seeing. Like Penix said, like, he's coming to me before drives telling me, hey, this is what we're doing this drive, this, and this. Like, this is how we're going to come out. This is what we're expecting on this drive. Hey, you missed this receiver here, but on the next play, he's going to be here. Let's see if we can hit him on this side of the ball. Like, to have that communication on the sideline. Cody, your thoughts of Zach Robinson taking the step down from the booth down to the sideline. You've seen it today in person. Zach Robinson, Raheem Morris dabbing each other up, like having that chemistry together on the sideline. You have two guys that know each other very well now side by side, spitting facts and opinions back to back at each other. Cody, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, it made a world of difference. It was the communication just so much clearer when the guy, like, I understand, why you put your offensive coordinator up in the booth, because it's so much easier to see what, the defense is running, you can read. But the problem with that is when you have a young quarterback is communication. Obviously, we had problems for, the past 2 weeks with the communication between Zach Robinson and Michael Penix Jr. And you can tell how much smoother it was today, that there was a flow. Because you know what? Now Michael Penix doesn't have to wait to get on the phone to talk to Zach and to do all that. He literally gets to the sideline and his coach is right there.
Yep.
Hey, what did I do wrong? Hey, what looked good? Hey, and they can communicate better, and it showed today. Michael Penix had, like you said, I'm not even worried about the one interception. It's going to happen. You underthrow a ball a little bit. 313 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. I would say it shows that communication is key between quarterback and his.
Coming into the game this week, it was a statistic over the NFL that the Falcons had no touchdowns from a tight end or receiver, the only team in the NFL so far not to have. Today, you made it happen twice.
Right.
You made it happen twice with Kyle Pitts and Drake London. You still got Bijan included in the passing game. Like, they hear the praise that Penix has for Bijan, man. It's like, this guy knows how great Bijan is. Like, he's like, anytime I have 7 on my team and I can hand him the ball, it's gonna be. I feel perfectly fine. Like, to have that, to have your quarterback believe in your young running back like that, it's phenomenal. Yeah. Alvino says my hot take was correct. 2 touchdowns. Hell yeah! Hey, we did it, brother. We did it.
Well, and the other thing too, I want to give a shout out. Obviously we love giving shout outs to Drake London, man. But dude, if this team will take on his attitude, this team is going to be something. Will be something else. Just he is always ready to be in the push match first. He's ready to smack himself in the helmet and get up and yell and scream with the fans, dude. If this team needs to find that identity, and I think Drake London is the perfect guy. If this team can really take on the same identity as him, because Bijan's normally like, hey, run the ball, toss it, that's it. Bijan gets in the end zone, man. He does a freaking flip, and he's got his lineman right there, and they're both face mask to face mask, yelling and celebrating, and that's what you want to see. That fire that Drake London brings. It looks like it's starting to spread to the team. So shout out to Drake London for being like that tone setter, or finding being the identity.
It's something that
setter.
Rick stated. Like, Rick said it before Friday night on the podcast. Rick said, I've got to see a team that shows grit. Whether you win this game or you lose this game, show me that you want this game. And as you stated, Cody, I mean, it's like every single person on that team, offensively, even defensively, wanted that game. I mean, you look at Bergeron's in their face every time they score. Chris Landstrom, you got the new right tackle, Wilkerson, he's there. I mean, these guys are, the continuity, the chemistry is finally showing. And today was the first game the Atlanta Falcons found their identity. And it's only week 4 in the NFL, guys. So it's a beautiful thing to see. I want to answer Mateo's question. He said, I didn't like we allow Mariota slinging the ball without our number 1 receiver. We fought to the end, and that's all I want to see is fight in our birds. Debo Samuels, that's number 1 to me. Like, I mean, he may not be on their roster as number 1, but Debo Samuels is the number 1 receiver in this league. And we can't knock McCaffrey. You know who his brother is, Christian McCaffrey. There's some genes in that guy. He may be a rookie, but there's a lot of athleticism when it comes to the McCaffrey family. And they even announced it today. Bijan, Christian McCaffrey, and his younger brother, they all 3 worked out this past summer. Like these guys all learned off of each other. So, I mean, I still can't knock the defense for how they played today. I mean, we did allow some, a lot of run plays, I would say, that they did top us in running yards. But I will say, I think the defense as a whole, they bend, but they didn't break. And that's what I was glad to see. You put your offense in position to not get tired. It wasn't easy. I mean, you didn't have a lot of 3 and outs, but your offense even complimented your defense by staying on the field, moving the ball, something you didn't see in Charlotte. That's why your defense was so gassed when it came to the short dunk and dink passes. So yeah, I mean, they didn't have Terry, but I still consider Debo as a number 1.
Well, but even with him slinging the ball, though, you have to remember Washington played behind all game long. They had to throw the ball around. They didn't have a choice, because every time our offense stepped out there, except for twice, we're scoring. So, of course, Marcus, is having to sling the ball a little bit. And, eventually you're going to get burned once or twice. It happens in the NFL. These guys are professional athletes, and so it's going to happen. But for them, I was there, man, and I just never felt like it was out of control or felt like Marcus had something figured out, because he didn't. He absolutely didn't. I wish he had hit the dirt 6 more times, but I'll take the 2 sacks that we had on him. So,
I mean, he really didn't do it too hot with yards, though. I mean, he only had 156. So,
yeah, I'll take that all day. I'll take 150 yards all day.
Wish that's Marcus Mariota Atlanta days type of yards. I mean,
Mateo says Pitts has been looking like his rookie season. Pitts, he absolutely has. Pitts has been balling, brother. I'm glad to see 8 doing what 8 does, because now maybe that jersey that's in there in that bedroom is not going to waste, because that was, as soon as we drafted him, I was on the hype train. I wanted, I wanted Pitts that night, and we did it. DJ Williams is going to be a great offensive coordinator one day. He was born to be after his father, Doug Williams. Mateo says, Cody, apologies to Koo, but we got to move on. Romo 2 for 2. 2 for 2, it's still a long season, still a lot to go, because last week he was 0 for 2 in a very big game. So, I mean, it's still a very long season to see what could happen, where it goes.
I still chanted for Koo every time when we were kicking field goals. I was like,
oh, absolutely.
It's like Koo. Oh, never mind. We can't do that
and we're past, we're past the Koo thing right now. But
yeah,
I will say, shout out to Koo for his warm, extents of words that, he didn't have to go on Instagram and say what he said about the Atlanta Falcons. He praised the organization, praised the fans, even though towards the end, some fans were really ticked off with Koo. I'll admit I was one, but there was so many games that Koo came through and delivered for us in big situations, and every kicker goes through it. Matt Bryant went through it. Justin Tucker went through it just last year. He was one of the highest rated kickers in the NFL. Then ended up being one of the lower percentage completion rated in the NFL. So, I mean, it happens. Players hit their peak and players hit their, the low. So it is what it is.
It's what happens when your massage parlor throws you out.
Shit. God. Not the massage parlor. Falcon fans hit like
allegedly.
Mateo says, Koo's still cool in my book, man. Definitely my first game in the Benz versus the Aints. Absolutely, man. Falcons, you have them, they come and go, man. You have legends that played that spot. Matt Bryant, Koo filled those shoes very phenomenally well when it came down to it. At the end of the day, when you look at it, he did his job here in Atlanta, and his time was just up here in Atlanta. And, Raheem Morris made the move, and as well as, Ike Heeler, the receivers coach, no longer a part of Atlanta. It's cutthroat season this year, boys. It's either do or die, and it's very well showing here for the Atlanta Falcons. As I was saying, Falcon fans, hit that like button, man. Bring the comments, because we're getting ready to wrap this show up. Give me a subscribe if you're new to the channel, man. We're at 601. Can we get 610 by Friday?
Yes.
Come on, guys. Come on, man. Share the podcast out to a fan. If you message me and tell me you got 3 new subscribers, I'll send you a gift, damn it. Get me some subscribers. Philip, is there anything that we missed on this podcast about the Falcons recap that you wanted to talk about that we have not mentioned so far? Cody, you as well.
Man, I would say
we covered everything.
I'm trying to think. I would say there's a lot that we could talk about, man. I would say there really
that's the thing with a win. That's the thing with a win. There's so much you can talk about with a loss, but when all goes well, when you win the game, there's not much to rag about. You know what I mean? Like you did your job. You came out there. There's nothing to nitpick. I will say Zach Robinson still made some questionable calls early in the game with the 3rd and 1. Like the pistol formation, still some of that still a little predictable, but through the game, you've seen it kind of get away from that situation. You've seen the ball kind of spread around. You used all your targets today. Bijan with 17 carries, Algier with 16 carries, Kyle Pitts with 75 yards, Drake London with 110, whatever it was. I mean, Bijan with 100 yards through the air. Like, this team showed out today, man. You got all your draft targets. You found a way to get them the ball, and that's how you do it. Mateo says, how about Wise? Abno says special teams could be cleaned up some. I agree. Special teams could very well be cleaned up a little bit. Missing a lot of key tackles when it comes to big returns.
Well, what I couldn't figure out, and I was kind of looking back on it, I feel like the last 4 times that we played Washington, for whatever reason, their special teams just hurts us. Yeah. I cannot figure out what it is about Washington specifically, but I mean, yeah, that could be cleaned up. Oh, one thing about Zach Robinson, can we that jet sweep reverse?
Anybody but Ray McLeod.
Please don't do that again. Whatever that was, dude. Let's not make that a playbook thing.
I was with Sarkisian, man. I said, what in the hell?
Terry says,
because he's done seen this shit before.
Yeah,
I mean.
T. Terry says, wonderful show, my guys. Great game. Hey, T. Terry, we appreciate you, brother. This show ain't wonderful without you guys bringing the comments, man. We appreciate everybody here in the comment section. You guys keep us rolling. Keep this show thriving, man. You guys, tell you, man, I can't appreciate you guys more. It's a Friday night or Sunday night at 9:16, and you are here on YouTube. with DFU, man. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Mateo says Mooney not 100%, and it shows. Ray could play the middle, put Pitts and London on the outside. Do not fuck with Pitts. Leave Pitts where Pitts is at because Pitts is shining right now. Don't care what you do, but do not switch up what Pitts is doing. Ray can sit on the bench for all I care. Give me Casey Washington because Ray has not produced through 4 games of this season. We could even say the same about Mooney. He went out in the third quarter, banged up. Not sure what's happening with Mooney right now. We'll see what happens. The question is, can we get the Darnell Mooney that we seen last year? Can we get that back popping?
I will say that was what I was going to ask y'all because I didn't see anything about it. Why was Cordell Hodge out today? What happened to him?
Cordell Hodge had a groin injury throughout the practice week.
I missed that then. Okay.
Yep. So, yeah, man, I would say real quick before we get out of here, guys, give me a overall grade for the Atlanta Falcons, A through D. Chat, you too, A through D. Give me your grade for today's game.
Man, Falcons get an A+ today, all around.
Hold up, because Mateo talking crazy. Let's talk about Ray's production today because this stats don't lie. Ray had 1 catch. He did have a catch. Ask me for how many yards? -7. Put his ass on the bench.
Man,
put his ass on the bench. Bench his ass. Give me Casey Washington because
negative.
Casey Washington gave me at least 1 catch for 19 yards. I'll take that over -7. Mateo says he gives it an A for the offense. Omno says, or defense B+. Omno says A. Special teams for Mateo is a B. And Terry says Tyler Algier is about to be traded. I don't see it happening, brother.
I don't either.
I see the production now. I see the team, getting after last week, you see them getting the equivalent amount of handoffs. You've seen it even in week 1, week 2. The handoffs were very close as far as, who gets the ball, who doesn't get the ball. Because, like I said, Algier was 16 carries, Bijan was 17 carries. I'll have to go back and look at the stats, but those stats were very familiar in the Vikings game and even the Bucs game. It is a contract year for Tyler Algier, so that is the question. Will the Falcons be able to sign Tyler Algier to a contract worthy of what he's worth or what he wants? That's the big question heading into the offseason. But the good thing is the Atlanta Falcons have money this offseason. So
I'm telling you right now, as soon as we sign him, I'm buying a Tyler Algier jersey.
Aldo says, Ray worried about music and fashion. I've seen it all week on TikTok. Bro. Terry gives the team a C-, or is that C+? Yeah, C+.
I want explain that one though. Explain the C+.
Yeah, Terry. Elaborate on that a little bit. Philip, Cody, what are your grades for
I'm
today?
Give it an A-. I feel like we played great, but I feel like there was a couple times where we could have actually stopped them a little bit more on defense, and then also did a little bit better on.
So give me a grade, Philip, for offense and defense. We know what special teams kind of falls in that C area today for me, like a C+.
I feel like both of them get like an A- because like they didn't do horrible, but there's certain times that they could have done a little bit better. You see what I'm saying? Like giving up that last touchdown. I mean, it happens, but it could have been avoidable.
Yeah, I agree.
But and then same with offense, like how Zach did the little jet sweep crap and certain things like that. We could have converted a little bit more on that, but it happens. But like I said, I'm gonna give it an A-.
Cody?
I'm giving it an A, man. Anytime you can put up 17 points in 2 quarters and almost be at 40 points. Guys, in the NFL, if you can score, I think on average, if you score 21 plus points, your win percentage, I think for most teams is 90 plus percent. You win that game 90% of the time if you score over 21 points. So if you're telling me the Falcons are going to put up 37 points a game, give it to me. That's an A effort today all around. And I'm not, there are things you can clean up, but there are always things that you can clean up. But the fact is that this team just came off as, a 30-burger and a shutout, and you bounce back like that. That shows me grit. That shows me determination. And this was an A+. Yeah, again, things can be cleaned up, but special teams, probably not great today, but they also didn't lose the game for us either.
Right.
So I'm giving it an A.
Speaking of a 30-burger, Cody, do you know what the fucking concession stand prices are in Carolina?
Oh, I can only imagine. I think
God.
one beer's probably $15.
$15.50 for a beer. That's no cap.
That's insane.
And a burger and fries, you're paying $20.
For one?
For a hot dog. Ask me what I paid for a single hot dog.
$12.
$12.
Dude, let me tell you this right now. Me and the wife today, we had chicken strip basket. She always gets souvenir cup. I had a cheeseburger and my souvenir cup. $20 for all of it.
It was.
Nachos and a water was like $30. That is absolutely true. Because Philip had the nachos.
I said that exact thing, bro. I looked at my damn receipt. I said, like, through it, like my phone. I said, damn.
Jay Black says, rise up. Jay Black, glad to have you here tonight, brother. Appreciate the comment. Hit that like button, man. Ring the bell. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, man. Glad to have you here to be a part of DFU. We got enough time for one more comment before we get ready to close this thing out. And it's from Mateo. He says, the Panthers trade for Cousins. Do we pull the trigger? LOL.
No.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no at this point because he's a reliable backup. The Falcons are asking a pretty heavy price for Kirk Cousins right now. Yeah, they should have because they got their one win last week, their charity win, and they're not going to get another for the rest of the season. So, yeah, they should have benching for the rest of the season. The little midget. They robbed me, but we won today. Still, it's a football. Sterling Woods says, because the past few weeks we couldn't score a touchdown in the red zone. Now we are making improvements. Let's see. Abno says, nah, he's talking about Kirk. Keep him until the offseason. Yeah, you keep him until the offseason until you can find a dominant replacement there for Kirk Cousins. 11 live viewers, man. I should have 11 likes on YouTube, man. Y'all hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We getting ready to close this thing out. Before we do, I want to give my grades. I give the Atlanta Falcons as a whole today an A-. I will give the defense a B. I will give our offense an A because, like Sterling Woods said, we haven't been able to score in the red zone. Today was the day that we did so. So love it. Good looking honky is in the chat when it says Peter North here, old adult film star, retired. I was at the 52 row back. Huge Falcons fan. Usually attend out west. Thanks, Peter North. Hey man, hit that subscribe button, brother. No matter where you're from, if you're a Falcon fan, we want you to be on the DFU train. Glad to have you here. He says, usually go in a fake beer. I don't know if this guy's trolling or if he's being for real. Shout out to you, sir. Glad to have you here. Mateo says, happy victory week, fellas. God is good. He is. He is always good. Whether we understand it or we don't understand it, God's got a plan. Jay Black said, you got 12 likes. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thank you, Jay Black, for being here with the comments, man. Yes, good looking honky says no. So, hey, we got a superstar in the chat, man.
We got an adult film star watching us. We're making it, boys. That's what we like.
So when you say adult film, is it 12 inches or like?
All right, bro. All right, bro.
Hey man, we just cutting up here on the channel, man. That's all we are. A bunch of diehard Falcon fans, love talking about our birds, and we love to cut up as we do it. Glad to have you here in the chat. Good looking. T. Terry says, keep it up, fellas. Glad to have you, T. Terry. Glad to have Jay Black, Obnal, Mateo, Sterling Woods, everybody that tuned in tonight, man. Cody's co-worker. Glad to have you here. Appreciate the views. Appreciate the likes. Like I said, man, good looking said, love you guys, man. Hey, we love you for being here, brother. Glad to have you. Falcon fans, hit that like button. Philip, Cody, give me a shout out before we close the show out tonight, man.
Yeah, shout out to you guys. Coming on a Victory Sunday. Gotta love it. It's gonna make the work week easier for all of us. Shout out to the viewers, man. Like you say, there's no reason for the three of us to get on and do this thing if we don't have people watching, man. But love it. Great job from the team today. So, shout out to the Falcons for big bounce back win. Gotta love it. Shout out to the wife out there watching, like she always does. Man, and shout out Bijan Robinson.
It's a 9.
It's a 9. That's good. But shout out to you guys. Keep liking, subscribing. We're gonna keep pushing out Falcons content, man. But
that's crazy.
But shout out to you guys and always rise up.
Rise up, Cody. Glad to have you here tonight, brother. It's been a minute since we've been on the podcast. It's always a fun time to have you guys here. Philip, shout outs for tonight, brother.
Wow, man. Shout out to God himself, man. It was a great day.
Shout out to the new setup. Guys, look at the background.
Man, I put a little bit of work in this thing. But shout out to y'all for being here. Shout out to the people in the comments, man. Appreciate y'all always. Shout out to the Dirty Birds, the whole team. Can't even just give out one shout out. Shout out to everybody, man. And y'all already know, rise up, baby.
Rise up. Now I get the solo screen, damn it. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight, man. You guys keep this show rolling. Without you guys, this podcast is not possible. I would not be sitting behind this computer tonight with this TikTok mic and this $20 webcam if it was not for you guys. Hit the like button, man. Leave a comment, subscribe. And once again, shout out to my awesome panel of co-hosts, Cody, Philip, Robert, Rick, hopefully David very soon, and everybody that tuned in tonight on the comment section. I mean, you guys really brought y'all brought the energy tonight, man. Without you guys, this podcast doesn't roll. As Mateo said, y'all had to make y'all laugh. I know Ain't Suck and Kittens crying. Absolutely, Mateo. Appreciate you being here, brother. Good looking said, I wouldn't make an adult film in New Orleans. Nasty place.
God, man, that's where you catch. That's how you catch stuff, man.
Hey, man. Once again, shout out to everybody that was here. Shout out to all the new subscribers. We on the road to 1K, man. Without you guys, this is not possible. Once again, I want to give a shout out to my wife in the living room with my two beautiful baby boys. I hear them in there. They're getting rowdy. It's about time to get up off this thing. Shout out to the Lord above, man, for making this possible, guys. I can't express it enough. You know, throughout the last month, God's been working in my life in really tremendous ways, and could not be more thankful for not only the blessings that he's brought to me, but the air that I'm breathing right now, guys. So once again, shout out to you boys for being here. Shout out to everybody that tuned in tonight. If you tune in after the live, leave a comment. Please leave a comment, because I'm always going to get back to you. It may be a day late, but I promise that I will reply back and make sure that I get, I try to keep in touch with the supporters, man. This is what we do here at DFU. Once again, rise up, man. It's your boy Chase, Philip, and Cody from DFU. We up out of here. A-Town down. Rise